Hello and welcome to Cloud Monday. We're back for part 2 with grip. In last week's video, it was mostly fine. There was a fair bit of macro blocking, but only once did it ever really get in the way of gameplay. So as per usual now, we play it twice just to see what happens. We had a look online last week and essentially there wasn't anyone. So we're going to keep on going with the campaign today. Where are we up to? Alright, tier 2. If you missed last week's video, I highly recommend it. It's kind of a lot of fun. It's a good introduction to the game. And overall, it's not a bad game at all. Graphically it's good, tracks are fun, a little bit difficult to control when the vehicles are slow, but other than that, it's a reasonably good racer. So far I've missed all the weapons. It has been a little while since I played this, so I'm hoping to remember. Ooh. Yeah, the restart's really quick. That doesn't make it any less, how should I put it, disorientating when the level flips like that. Because of course, you can see in the car, the wheels are bigger than the car, so you can race, well, essentially anywhere there's a road. When you follow this one, let's go up on the wall here. Of course I'm going slow, it's difficult to manage, and I've wasted that weapon. So weapons is L1 and R1 for left and right weapon. Accelerate R2. There is a brake. I haven't found the use for it yet. But I am not doing well. However, it does feel like this game does have a fair bit of rubber banding, so don't panic too much. The point of this video isn't necessarily for me to win everything and do the best, be the best. It's simply, how is it? And so far, first race. Poor results, but fine streaming experience. Controls last week were fine. It didn't feel like there was any lag at all. Yeah, tournament. We'll keep going. Some of the pop-in you see, it's mostly from the game itself. Still haven't mastered the start. Yeah, it's an Unreal game, and I mean, it kind of looks it in some respects. Now this dust would be usually difficult for streaming services, even YouTube doesn't like dust and particles. So far, we're doing alright. We're playing at a different time than last week's video, so hopefully it's a more different experience. Oops. Probably should have braked then, never mind. Why is there a ramp there if you can't do it? Reset is quicker. And that's what the touch button does in this game, it resets you really quickly. Oh yeah, I was saying before that the pop-in in the game is perhaps the biggest issue. And I don't know if that's going to be the case with Pro, or even if this is on Xbox, if that's going to be the case on there, but on this PlayStation, every level we played one had the same issue. There was a lot of popping, like the level would load and then it would finish loading in. We'd be on the screen watching it and it would still be loading everything in, so yeah, it's not perfect itself. But as far as streaming, as I said, reset. As for streaming, reset. It's mostly fine. I'm in last place. Great. Well, then you see on the right as an approximate distance gauge. Some of them have got to the end. And here we go, a little bit of rubber banding to help them catch up. Okay, so that wasn't lock on. So yeah, it's early on in this game. Yes, it feels a bit more obvious than, say, Mario Kart, the rubber banding in this game. But for the purposes of this video, it's fine. It means we get to try out different stages and different conditions much more quickly, instead of me having to repeat the thing again and again and again. Might try online again, just perhaps near the end, just to see if there is anyone online, essentially. Even though this is a PlayStation Plus premium game, it doesn't mean everyone's playing it, nor does it mean that they're playing it online. It's a bit of a shame. It's great that the games are being played, but that was cool. It looks like a lot of people are probably playing it like me, offline in single player mode. Because the single player campaign is pretty beefy. Whoa. Yeah, I actually braked there, that was for sure. Okay, I thought those were going to be lasers to cut me in half. No. Spun around. And when you go slowly, it said that in the tutorial. It was nice that it was honest about it. It's more difficult to control the car when it goes slow. When it goes fast, then it actually gets easier. And of course each car has its own statistics. What's good at, what's it's bad at. So I think I've got a well-rounded car with perhaps high grip. Maybe not so much top speed. That could be something we could do in this video, is try something else, try a different vehicle. Whoa, this is... this is very difficult for the camera. Ran the wrong way apparently, so just let it fix itself. It's all well and good having all this fancy stuff, but if the camera can't keep up, I guess you could argue that maybe the graphics can't keep up with the popping that happens in this game. But at least there is a sense of speed, which is cool. You can see on the edges the blurring of the backgrounds. Got a little lucky there. I tried that about braking. It worked really well. Okay, that's cool. I feel like this is a great idea and needs a little something else in the execution. Not entirely sure what. I don't know if it needs more testing or a different type of gimmick. I got a feeling perhaps needs to be a little bit more arcadey. So a little bit more forgiving when you go off track. Don't get me wrong, restart is fast. Very appreciative. I'm very happy with the restart. Maybe the tracks take themselves just a hint too seriously, maybe. Either way, it is good. I do recommend trying Grip. If you like races, you're looking for something a little different, Grip is something different. I can't guarantee you'll love it. Of course, you can't guarantee anything like that. But yeah, it's definitely fun. But I kind of wish there was a bigger multiplayer community for it. Okay, so we can keep going with the tournament. Let's head to the garage. Let's see what we've. Let's look at the other cars. Most of the stuff we unlocked, we had a look last week, and it was different paint jobs essentially, and some wheels, and you can see we've got one unlocked there. But we didn't look much more at the cars, see if there's anything else unlocked. Ooh, what's the difference? Brakes and grip. With a bit more top speed. Well, seeing as I don't use brakes that much, grip might be more useful. Okay, well, think about the air blade. Now this one's a little bit faster to accelerate. In a way, it kind of feels a bit like the next step to Wipeout. It would be nice if it kind of told me what we've unlocked, vehicle-wise. Like this is next level. You can see the pop-in as it loads in textures. Okay, so we'll go with this one. Let's think about the colour. Ooh. Oh, that blue purple's cool. What about the second one? Let's have a look. Blue, purple, green. It's blue. A bit red. Well, let's have a look at yellow. A bit more saturated. There we go, it's the brightness. And the final colour, what should that be? Green's a bit weird. I kind of want the vehicle to stop moving, but there's no clear indication how to do that. More purple? Sure, why not? Make the green bright. Or maybe a dark green. Yeah, some totally terrible looking car colours. Let's go for it. So we're going from wheels to flying. Let's see if the visual quality we get from the streaming is just as good. Maybe we get some blocking on the particles, maybe? No. There we go. Sunlight looks fine. Whoa. Hey, there's one thing this game gives you. It's a sense of luck. Rather than a sense of skill, that's for sure. It's weird like that. I haven't found out a way to shoot backwards. But you can look backwards with the right analog stick. Okay, just reset that one. Alright, so we're going from first to, well, not first. Ooh, just missed that person. Ooh, we had some blocking there. Not sure if that had anything to do with the weapons I fired. There's a little bit of blocking there and there. One of the reasons why I try and point it out when I see it is that when it's converted to YouTube, the compression and maybe the P's that you're watching it at, or the K's even, you know, they could all have an effect. So if I try and say it when I see it, maybe it'll help you guys have an idea of the situations where it occurs. Thankfully, nothing as bad as Assassin's Creed Origins. You don't want to see some real bad screen tearing. Check out that video. That was not a fun experience playing that game. I mean, via the cloud service. Certainly an interesting looking game. I think I might even have it as a free game from the Epic store when Epic was doing that a lot. Unfortunately, I don't have a computer that can play computer games really. A little bit of tearing there. There's some blocking there as well, top right. Okay, definitely getting the hang of this a bit more. So as well as the macro blocking, where instead of a nice, smooth, colourful background, you kind of get squares of colour. There's one more thing to look out for. And that's kind of a screen tear. But not so much a screen tear like you would see in a video game. Well, I mean, in a console game when you're playing from disk or hard drive. When it comes to streaming and it tears, it's missing maybe half a frame, quarter of a frame, or a bit of the frame. There's just no information. So you get, like, if we look at the screen, the top all the way down to Sarge and Dars will probably be normal. But once you get after retire, continue after event, down there could be grey. Because there's just no information, it's teared itself. That frame wasn't finished when it was pushed out. That happened a couple of times, and that happens quite a lot in these streaming videos. I'm not entirely convinced that it's the streaming experience itself or the game. Or maybe a combination of the two. Maybe if the game has the frame pacing issue, that it tears now and then. Find that with streaming, maybe stuff happens. Getting a bit of stutter, a bit of blocking and tearing. Let's start this lap. Just saw it there. Yeah, I can see myself coming towards that crash. Except it's quicker. I'd say it does feel cooler doing this in a vehicle that flies than one with wheels. There we go. I'd say it kind of feels a bit more luck than skill when you get yourself the right way up. Ooh. Hope you're still following. A little bit disorientating there. Let me know in the comments if you played this online, if you've had any streaming issues. Different countries, different times, different internet connections all play a part in this. You have to remember, I live in Japan. And the internet here is pretty cool. But I also live in an apartment building, which means it's not all mine. Go, 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 go. Ah, nuts, they overtook. Results. Ooh, someone nearly got me then. Second. This one wasn't a race, it was points to shoot each other, basically. Tricks and whatnot. So this game does have different modes like that. Ooh, level on points. Okay. I guess one way they do try and hide the pop-in, especially at the start here, is that the UI pops in as well, essentially. So it kind of makes you question, is this a simulation? This is an actual, like, world on a computer? Yeah, I guess you could have some lore like that. Maybe this is all remote control cars and you just put on a VR headset or something. I guess you could argue, does this game need a story? I don't think it would harm it. Okay. Fair enough. I'm not entirely sure how that sorted itself out, but it did. Oh, where are they? Some couple ahead of me, a lot behind me. Ooh. Some break up there with the blocking and some tearing. These point ones are not my favourite. It would be nice if there was like a button you could hit that would spin the car 360 or no 360 180, so you could spin, shoot behind you, spin and keep going forward. Anyway, that's what I would like. So we've got a deathmatch now. This is new. Where are they? Okay. So it's kind of like a 3D world. Now the problem we're going to have is whether or not the map's too big. Kind of like the opposite to Mario Kart deathmatch problems, where those maps feel tiny. Okay, maybe not all of them. I do like the map in Mario Kart where you have the outdoors and the indoor section. I think I got my shield up for that one. Yeah, I did. Destroyed the shield, but wherever hit me, haha. Not quite. So yeah, it's, map's a little big. These cars not exactly the easiest to control either, so I guess it's nice at this space. And elevation changes. Weapon pickups everywhere. I guess one feeling is that these vehicles need a bit more tighter control. I can totally understand why they're using the same vehicles that we raced with. I can't help but feel like racing vehicles and deathmatch vehicles should be a little bit different. Like maybe deathmatch vehicles should have obvious armor and look a little bit different. Maybe be a little slower. Cool, got off. I was kind of falling in midair. Don't know if it hit anything. Don't think it did. Whoops. I think of those so like my damage is 30%. It feels like it's taken a lot. And I don't know if I do hit anyone, if it's actually going to KO them. Will they respawn? Or what? So I feel like this is a nice idea, but not quite executed. I feel like if there was a sequel to this game, I'd take all the good and just tweak it a little bit to make it a bit more refined. Imagine if this was like Unreal Unreal Engine 5. Backgrounds already look really cool. And you have to remember, I'm playing this on a launch PlayStation 4. This isn't the these aren't like 4K PlayStation Pro graphics. These are just basic graphics, and it looks really cool. They did a great job getting the aesthetic, filled of speed. So if there is ever a sequel to this game, I'd be up for playing it. What about you guys? If you've played this, or if you're watching this and thinking, that's not quite what you're after, do you think you would play a sequel? Alright. Deathmatch isn't that bad. And the second one's also deathmatch. So let's give that a go. And probably after this we'll try out and see if the multiplayer. See if anyone's online. Okay, now this is an interesting design. There is up, down, side. How do you get these weapons then? You gotta fall into them? I don't know. I got it though. I think I'm gonna hit no one with them. Yeah, you can see on the UI where it says rank. I think 1 up is my score. Damage, DMG. That's what others have done to me. Okay. Not quite Rocket League. It does control a little weird. We can't seem to drive up on that. There we go. It's a bit too much up and down. I mean, look, I'm first place, rank 1. And I've only done 64 damage, you know? It's a little weird. Now, why are those elevated? How do you get those? I think, an idea, this one's probably fine, but in practical use, I feel like the first track we did worked better. Sure, let's keep going, see what happens. Fair enough. It'd be nice if there was someone to hit. Where are they? Should just fire something and see what happens. Probably encounter someone somewhere. Like that, there we go. Yeah, this... I'm not enjoying this circuit. A bit too Tony Hawk rather than what you'd think of for this game. But hey, at least the video's holding up. I've not really noticed anything to complain about. I'm rank 2 at the moment. I really do need to start getting these people. Not people, AI. It's like so difficult to get these weapons. Too high? The strange angles? There we go. bit of break up there. Unfortunately, these bullets are not energy bullets, they kind of just go straight and that's it. I'm getting a lot of airtime, but I don't get any points for it in this mode. In the other point mode, you do. But here, it's all, you know, hurt other people. These rockets aren't locking on. Ooh, ooh, a little bit of break up. Fire straight down, didn't they? Yeah, I feel sorry for you guys watching. It must be so difficult. Hit the wall. Oh, I won it, but I bet that was close. And why was I ranked 2 for so long? But yeah, you know, if I felt like playing it wasn't that good, you look at the scores of the computer struggled. So if the AI struggled in it, and I was struggling in it, maybe on paper it's a good idea, but in practicality, maybe not. So yeah, we got tier 3. I can't press R1 to go up any higher, I can only go up and down the ones I've unlocked. But as you can see, even though it's early on, you need 7th to unlock Tournament 2, 6th to unlock Tournament 3, 5th to unlock Tournament 3. So, you know, it's not always about first, which is good. This game doesn't expect you to win, and doesn't necessarily need you to win, which is great. Oh, I don't want to do that. Back. This game does quite a lot that's really good in terms of progression and managing the progression. I mentioned earlier about the rubber banding. Really nice. So let's try the online again. Let's see if anyone's online. Quick match. See at the bottom it teases. It says potential game found and then doesn't find a game. Let's do deathmatch. Okay, so there's a few different deathmatch ones. Well, Park Date didn't like. I want to give that one a go. How do you turn kill him at maximum? Doesn't matter. Probably put normal. Well, let's see what happens. We've created the game. We can wait a couple of minutes. Now we had this last time, and it looks like all those other cards above me are AI, but I can't hit go. I guess I can go to garage, but I want to use this. Actually, whilst we're in garage, might as well have a quick look. At least we can do something whilst the game's trying to load up online. Let's see what this new paint job does. Ooh, no. What about the others? Not quite. That's not bad, but where's the green come in? Huh, that's not bad either. You know what, I'm going to stick at number 1. We have no options to change these pieces though. Nope, let's save. Have we found anyone? Not yet. Well, I've muted everyone. I voted. Now what? I still can't go. I guess I can understand separating who's in and the vote to different pages. But is it necessary? I mean, look, we've got all this screen, all this border around that's not really being used by much. And if you already got this bottom section, which is fine for messages and notes, and your own character, I don't know, this feels a little old to have it sectioned off quite like this when you can have it all on one page. So what do we think about this week's gaming experience? Well, there was macro blocking. There were some quality issues with the video. I would say that it's better than last week. Last week we came across an issue where the macro blocking was so bad. In one instance, going, you've seen the video that it's the camera and the tracks up and down, left, right. We came across a point where that happened, and I couldn't see what was happening because the macro blocking meant it was just squares of color. There was no real track outline or definition. This time there has been a little bit of macro blocking, not that much. Been a little bit of kind of screen tearing, but kind of I mean, we had a little bit like juddiness, and that could be the game itself. That could be like instead of being 60 frames a second, maybe it dipped all the way down to like 30 or 20 just for a second or two and then went back up again. Maybe it could be like that type of difference in frames per second that made the game feel like it was juddering. Or even frame pacing. If I was a bigger website and a bigger figure on YouTube, maybe I could have put the call out and said, hey, Grip, multiplayer, now, who's in? But unfortunately, still rather small at the moment. Probably just one more minute to wait. Give it a good 5 minutes. Unfortunately, you have to think like Mario Kart and Splatoon on the Wii. Oh, sorry, on the Switch. In that 5 minutes, you could have done a whole race and waited for that race to start on Mario Kart and even Splatoon. Those games are 3 minutes with a 10 to 30 second wait. You could need to get 2 games in, you know. It is a little weird that it doesn't feel like there's been a racer that everyone's been drawn to on PlayStation for a while. There are racing games, plenty of them, and some really good ones. But there's not the racer. I feel like on PlayStation 3 might have been the last time there was like the racing game that everyone played, everyone joined in on. And since then, I wouldn't say it's been too many racing games, but that's not been the community racing game. I feel like on PlayStation 5, the time has finally come for Modern Nation Racers, or even Little Big Planet Karting to come back. With the PlayStation 5's ability to load so much so quickly, it would eliminate the problem both those games had on PS3, where they looked fine, raced fine, but the customization, the making your own tracks, it took so long to load everything in. And they patched Mod Nation Racers repeatedly to try and streamline all that. But even after all that streamlining, it still took longer than any racing game really to load up. But now with the PlayStation 5, I guess you could argue the Xbox as well, they're so much faster loading. You could do those games once again. I feel like I'm waiting for those games. As soon as Little Big Planet Karting or Mod Nation Racers 2, as soon as they're announced for the PlayStation 5, it's like, yeah, that's got to be the game. That'll be the one. Of course, I do need a PlayStation 5 first. I think last week was the first week in Japan you could actually go to a shop and buy them. Without reservation, without doing the lotteries they do here. It was on a shelf. That's how many years, 2 years since that came out. And now it's finally starting to become available. Got online websites also, just let you buy it. Amazon, not so much. Amazon is still doing a waiting list approach. You got to get an invitation, but yeah, the PlayStation 5 is finally here, but I don't have the money quite yet to get one. Unfortunately, the price increased in Japan. And like I said earlier, I'm not a big YouTube channel yet, so I don't have that sponsorship money or the YouTube ad revenue quite yet. Gotta get a little bit bigger. But what a lot of people don't tell you is that you need a set amount of subscribers and a set amount of watching hours. Once you hit those targets, then you can start earning money. Until then, you get nothing. And that's been about 5 minutes, probably longer than 5 minutes now, so I'm gonna quit. And we're gonna say Grip, worth playing, fun game to play. Does suffer a bit from macro blocking, but for the most part it's still pretty playable. And good progression, good trophies, good sense of accomplishment, or maybe not. It's yeah, there's an element of luck to it, I feel like. But anyway, I'm glad I played it. It was a lot of fun. This one I'm going to keep on like the PS4. I want to say cross media bar, the PS4's main screen. I have a folder for the online games I enjoyed playing, so I can go back to them later. Next week will be another video. I think it'll be a racing game. I saw one on the PS3 that I loved, and I kind of want to play again. But as I have a game save, it'll probably mean we're going to pick up from where I last left off, which is probably quite far into the game. But I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. I'm going to save that for next week. So until then, until we get that video, or maybe until I catch you checking other videos out on the site. We have YouTube Shorts, and we have other playlists too. But until then, take care.